Good news for you guys. 99% of sellers suck at selling B2B software. That means if you follow these 9 SaaS sales strategies, you won't suck. Your customers and prospects will like you and like speaking with you. And most importantly, you're going to be well on your way to earning at least $200,000 selling tech software. Number 1, who matters more than anything in SaaS sales? If you're speaking with the right person at the right account, you could win that deal even with sloppy technique. But if you're speaking with the wrong person, somebody who doesn't have the authority to decide on the dotted line, it doesn't matter how good you are. On that first sales discovery call, the first time you're meeting with the prospect, to ensure that you're going to be meeting with and speaking with somebody who is part of the decision-maker criteria, so your good technique is going to good use, ask this question. Chris, can you walk me through the last time you purchased technology like this? What did the process look like internally to make a definitive decision to buy? That question right there will uncover the stakeholders who are part of the decision-making criteria to ensure that you're not wasting your time. You want your good technique that you learn on this YouTube channel to be used on the right people and not to go to waste. Number 2, there are 2 winners in every SaaS close-won deal. The seller that successfully closed the deal and the seller that hit the eject button because they didn't want to waste time on an opportunity they were not going to win. You can only, in SaaS sales, you can only successfully close folks who fit your ICP, your ideal customer profile. That profile is defined. If a prospect doesn't fit that profile, you need to hit the eject button, invite yourself out of that conversation, and make some recommendations of some other solutions that might be a better fit. Focus on people, accounts that fit that profile that you can actually close. Number 3, selling SaaS is far more about pain than benefits. Money follows pain everywhere it goes. Money only follows benefits every once in a while. Once you find a pain point that a prospect is having, dig into it, fully understand it, because you're going to use that as ammunition throughout the entire sales process, every sales conversation you have with that prospect. Benefits are good, pain is gold. Number 4, understand the need behind the need. Sales discovery is like an onion. You have to keep peeling it back to get to the core. A big problem a lot of sellers make, and I made this mistake early on as an account executive when I was just starting out, is I would ask a question, I would find a problem, and I would move on. What you need to do is you need to stick in that problem, because oftentimes the first thing a prospect says to you or tells you is surface level. You need to dig in, ask 3, 4, 5 follow-up questions to fully understand that problem and its impact on the prospect. Number 5, building a business case is more powerful when you measure the cost of the status quo than if you were to measure the positive ROI of your product. A business case is the quantified justification to make a decision to buy. Business cases are oftentimes used in complex enterprise deals. You need to quantify the status quo with the pain you uncovered during discovery. You could always include a business case of the positive ROI of your product, but lead with the case against the status quo. Number 6, agonize over how you phrase and ask your questions. I've spoken about this in multiple videos. Let's say I'm meeting with Chris, a prospective buyer, and I ask him the question, Chris, what does the process look like to get devices set up for employees? Versus, Chris, I noticed on your website, you folks are growing like crazy. I think it was 52 new job openings, and I saw quite a few of those job openings were in your sales department. Let's say that I want to leave IBM. I want to become a seller at your company. Can you walk me through what the process looks like to get my Windows laptop and my iPhone set up, configured, in my hands for my use as an employee of your company? Which of those 2 questions am I going to get a longer, more detailed response back from the prospect? The second one, how you phrase and ask your questions matters as part of sales discovery, especially in SaaS sales. Make your questions as crispy as possible. Can you walk me through, talk to me about, help me understand 3 of the best phrases to kick off a question when selling B2B software? Number 7, test your champions. Do they get things done? If not, they are not a champion. A champion is somebody within an account you're trying to sell to that doesn't have the authority to sign on the dotted line. They're going to be an advocate for you internally. They're selling for you when you're not in the room. Maybe they're trying to get their boss to approve and purchase a product that they want that's going to help them out in their job. If I were to ask a champion, hey champion, can you broker a meeting with the VP of IT, or can you send this email introducing me to your VP of IT, and they don't do it, they're not a champion. They're like the Dallas Cowboys, and I need to find a better way to break into that account. Number 8, things are always changing. If you don't stay on top of them, you will lose the deal. Start every call with the question, what has changed since we last spoke? This is a must-ask question, especially when you're in enterprise sales, when it is a long sales cycle to get that B2B software across the finish line. It's taking 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. Within 18 months, priorities are going to change. That's why what has changed since we last spoke is a must-ask question at the start of every call. And number 9, sell the heck out of next steps. Just because they showed up today to this meeting doesn't mean they might go to you next week on your next scheduled meeting. They need to understand the why behind the next meeting you're proposing. Every call, if that deal is not closed lost or closed won, needs to end the same exact way. The final 7 minutes of that meeting needs to be dedicated to scheduling and booking the next step and making sure that prospect understands the why behind that meeting and what's in it for them. Shout out to Chris Orlob. Chris grew Gong from $200,000 in annual recurring revenue all the way up to $200 million in ARR using these 9 SaaS sales strategy tips. You have to follow him on LinkedIn. His LinkedIn is in the description of this video. So Chris, thank you for these tips. And guys, check out this video right here, a step-by-step guide on how to run SaaS discovery and demo calls that close at a 40+% clip. Thanks for watching, guys. We appreciate it.